When Archbishop Ireland founded his college, our college, in 1885, he named it after the greatest intellectual figure in Christian history, St. Thomas Aquinas. St. Thomas was an Italian priest born over 800 years ago in 1225. When you look around our campus today and see what we do, you can see that our patron still inspires us today. Let's learn about his legacy for us.
He was born into a very wealthy, noble family, and he was the youngest of 5 children, and his parents and family had high hopes that he would one day become a powerful abbot like his uncle was. Abbots in the Middle Ages controlled lots of lands, lots of wealth, and this would be a position of prestige. Aquinas' family sent him at the age of 5 to Monte Cassino, which was one of the preeminent Benedictine abbeys, to be educated there. He eventually went to study at the University of Naples, and there he met the Dominican order, which was a newly founded mendicant order. A mendicant order is a religious order that doesn't control wealth and property, and lacked most of the power and prestige of the Benedictines. And the mendicant orders would beg for their living, but his family was very much against it. His older brothers, who were soldiers, actually captured him and held him prisoner in the family's castle tower for over a year. And during that time, they tried very hard to dissuade Thomas from joining the Dominicans. They even at one point sent in a woman into the room with him to seduce him. They finally allowed him to join the Dominicans, and he just really excelled in philosophy and theology and other branches of human learning, just like psychology and the sciences. He was really good at just integrating everything together, and they sent him to the University of Paris, and he was the Dominican master there. This is one of the most prestigious universities in the Middle Ages.
He is the master of putting things together. He describes wisdom as being able to judge and order. To be able to judge, to understand the reality of things, or know what is, and to be able to order things. Order things in the intellectual life, order things in one's personal life, put things in order in a way that is true to what they are. What St. Thomas has is a grip on reality. And the reason he's so endured for so long is you read him and you think, that helps me understand reality. He marveled at things. He had a capacity for wonder that is really spectacular. He spends his entire life as a teacher. The great thing about St. Thomas is he relied on others. He was a voracious reader. There is nothing that was available to him that he wasn't prepared to read and try to understand in its own terms and think about, but always with an eye to, does this help me understand reality? Muslims, Jews, pagans, you name it, he's interested in all of them, and he writes, depending on how you want to count it, about 100 works in about 25 years.
Many people today associate Aquinas with tradition and orthodoxy, but actually in his own time in the Middle Ages, he was a very controversial figure, and particularly the way he integrated Greek sources into his thought. Some people thought that it just wasn't a good idea to be taking pagan learning and integrating it with Christianity. And in 1277, the Bishop of Paris, Stephen Tempier, actually condemned a couple hundred propositions, and many of them were taken from the works and thought of Aquinas.
Thomas Aquinas is the perfect model for 21st century Catholic higher education, because not only did he stand for intellectual rigor and cultivating the life of the mind, he also did it without fear. And Aquinas says, God is bigger than any of this. Don't fear the inquiry. Don't fear truth. Follow your intellectual path and quest for truth with courage.
St. Thomas Aquinas is such a fitting patron for the University of St. Thomas. And part of it is because we do so many things here, and we have a certain confidence that somehow these all stand in some kind of relation to each other, and they can all contribute to the deep formation of the human person. That, I think, St. Thomas is not only a model, but still remains a valuable intellectual guide to that project.
Aquinas is a great patron for universities today, for teachers and students, because He gives us a model of how to seek truth wherever it can be found.
Aquinas was also consistent in underscoring the importance of faith being reflected in action. The integrated life, where what we do is emblematic of and an expression of what we believe. St. Thomas, over our 140-year history, has never been about the ivory tower. It's never just been inward gazing, theorizing that has no connection to the real world. We always want to have the theory applied, the wisdom connecting to the needs of the world. We talk to our students repeatedly about the importance of vocation, discerning how their gifts and life experiences and values can connect with the world's needs. Our beliefs shape who we are and what we do in the world. And Aquinas, you couldn't have a better model.
What's a fitting way to end this introduction to our patron? Perhaps with the prayer that he wrote, prayer before study, which is also the prayer of our school. Grant, O merciful God, that I may ardently desire, prudently examine, truthfully acknowledge, and perfectly accomplish what is pleasing to thee, for the praise and glory of thy name. Amen.